And today I want to talk about trauma. Specifically, I want to define trauma, and I also want to discuss the various types and causes that there are. Trauma is something that we hear about quite often nowadays, and not a lot of us know how trauma is caused and what we should look for in ourselves or signs in our children. So this is a pretty important topic to get a good grasp on. Trauma happens when something occurs or a person is living out certain conditions that overwhelm their natural ability to cope with that situation. And also, it creates a disconnection for that person from themselves, the people in their lives, and even their environment. And there are many different types of trauma that could occur. Some traumas occur because of an incident. So something has happened. A good example of that would be a car accident or a natural disaster. And that one instance that occurs has created a traumatic stress response in a person. Other ways that trauma can occur or traumatic stress can develop is when people have relational sorts of traumas that most often happen when children are having certain experiences with their primary caregiver or a significant adult in their life. And that can look like a dynamic inside of a relationship that might not be as healthy as it could be. And it actually impacts a person's ability to have healthy relationships later on in their life if gone unsupported or unexplored. And as far as causes of trauma, there are many. There are many obvious causes. For example, the obvious causes of trauma would be profound neglect or abuse that happens, or a natural disaster. Or if we might even hear of a terrorist attack, that is a very obvious cause of trauma. Something like a car accident that is terrifying or a horrifying, threatening medical experience. Those are all very obvious, and we wouldn't think that they wouldn't cause some sort of traumatic stress response in someone. However, when we're thinking about children, there are many experiences that children have in their childhood that seem like typical childhood experiences that kids just have, but they're actually less obvious causes of possible trauma or traumatic stress response. And those are things like bullying experiences or situations with siblings. I work a great deal with children who are the siblings of children with autism or other disabilities, and they grew up with a significant amount of traumatic stress from those experiences, and I can talk about that in another video. In addition to other less obvious causes of trauma, like immobilization or being left alone, or even a dental experience or an experience at the dinner table can cause a food trauma. And all of these experiences are not so obvious. And so when we're thinking about our children and the things that they go through day to day, it's important to take note of some of the ways that children are behaving and also recognize that children's experiences in life are life-defining. For us adults, when something happens and we're able to cope and be resilient through it, those are life experiences that teach us lessons. But for children, experiences that they have define who they are and how they're going to be in this world. And that is very formative. I hope that this video was helpful for you in understanding a little bit more about trauma. And if it was, I'd love to hear your comments in the section below. And if there's any question that I can answer about parenting or trauma, please let me know in the comments below as well. And don't forget to hit subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.